Hey, what's up, you guys? Chartimus Prime here, doing another Marvel Legends toy review on Marvel Legends Series 4 Elektra. Yeah, there's just been a little bit of talk going on the YouTube about this figure compared to the Marvel Legends 2-pack, the 2-pack Elektra figure. And, just right off, at the top of this thing, I just wanted to say I do prefer this figure more than the Hasbro version, which shouldn't be a big surprise to anybody who watches my videos. But yeah, I just figured I'd do a review of this figure and do just a little bit of comparing with this figure to the Hasbro version of it, which I don't really understand why they had to make because this figure is already out and it's not really hard to get. So yeah, first off, I really like the paint job on this thing overall as a whole is not necessarily incredible, but one thing I got to say that they really did here that I think is really cool, and I haven't really seen it on many Marvel Legends since this one, is there's a lot of detail on the face. They really made, first of all, she looks very exotic. She looks very, Latina. If you guys like, Latina women a lot, I suffer more from the yellow fever, but they made her very pretty. She's got brown eyes, and they gave her little eyelashes. My camera kind of sucks, so you can't really see it, but she's got eyelashes painted on there. They gave her a little Cindy Crawford mole right there on the side, and she has a shiny lipstick with some, I don't know, black mixed in there a little bit, to define the mouth. And they even gave her some blush or some shit on the cheeks, give her rosy cheeks. So, it's not very often you see Marvel Legends with, where they really doll up the face like this. So I thought that was pretty cool. There's supposed to be some sex appeal there with Elektra, so, they definitely, I think they really went for that. There's some black, mixed in here with the red, some paint detailing. There isn't really any detailing on this lower torso, but on the rest of it, it has some detail. Actually, no, not really. There's no paint detailing on the calf area and on the paint application, on these bands right here and on the arms over here. There's no detailing right there. They did do some paint detailing on the head, so you see the black mixed in there on the bandana, but and the hair is pretty much a solid black. There's parts of it that look a little gray, but that's just dust. So yeah, I've had this figure for quite some time. So yeah, so it's a pretty cool looking figure. The articulation's pretty cool. It only gets a little whack when it comes to the legs, but the head moves up and down pretty well. Head moves pretty far back, up and down, side to side. She has dual shoulder joints, so you see the shoulder thingy moving in and out over there. She's got a ball joint on the top of the shoulder right here. She's got pivots right here at the bicep, double jointed elbows, forearm joint right there. Wrist moves up and down, and she does have finger joints move all together, close up and down like that. Okay, which is good for holding weapons, I think. And she does have a torso joint, moves up and down and side to side, which I think is cool at the waist. Now, the legs are kind of weird. They do, well, she kind of does have a big ass, doesn't she? Here, let's, yeah, it's kind of funny looking. It's weird. But, like, woo! Alright, sorry. Yeah, so her legs, like when you move the legs forward, and this is a complaint I've had with other Toy Biz and Hasbro figures, but it happens more with the Hasbros than it does with the Toy Biz, is when you move the leg forward, it kicks out to the side. I'm not a big fan of that. That sucks. But there is still a lot of articulation there. You can see some paint wear right here from the front of this skirt thing. It does have some like peach or flesh colored stuff like right there from it smearing on, so I don't know if that's from heat or what. But so it moves forward like that, and it moves sideways like this, which is cool. And there is a thigh joint right there, so it'll move like where this paint application is. So it moves right there. Double jointed knees, calf joint moves right there, and there's a swivel right here for the ankles. Moves up and down, and the toe joints move as well. Kind of floppy, but they move well. Yeah, I think she's the Black Widow is my favorite female legend sculpt, but even on that one and on this one, they kind of made her chicken-legged. She's got these kind of extended calves that kind of look a little funny. But so besides that, I think it's very cool. Toy Biz has this way of making the flesh tones like seem detailed, even though there's not that much detailing in it. So it's pretty cool. And I think they gave her skin tone just a little bit darker than the rest of them, so they really, were shooting for this ethnic look. I guess they're really trying to make her look Greek, even though I don't. Well, I do know one Greek person. She's half Greek and half Latina, which kind of ruins it. But this Elektra looks more like a Latina girl to me than anything. She does come with a nice assortment of weapons. She comes with 2 katana blades and 2 sais. So here's the katana blades. It's just a really dark gray black with a silver. Okay, the darker part of my hand. And she has the 2 sais right here that are the same as Deadpool's sais. So there's some paint wear right there from it going out. So these are her weapons, and they all fit into her little backpack thingy like this. So the sais go sideways like that. And the katanas, I try to make the points angled the same way as the sheath goes, and they go in here like this. Alright. And she has this hole on her back where you can't, it's not really for a stand. That didn't come out until the Sentinel series. But this peg right here just fits nicely into her back. So you can have that there if you want. Usually when I set her up, I put that thing off to the side. I don't really have it there because it just doesn't seem so practical. And the hair kind of knocks it over a little bit. So, but there she is with her arsenal of weapons on her back. And yeah, I think it's a very cool figure. Now, just to make a point here, because I was watching Solid Snake's review on his custom, which is a very badass custom, by the way. I thought he did a great job. I wish I had the skill to make customs like that. I would do all kinds of shit if I could do it. But I really gotta fight this one just because I really seriously believe that articulated fingers are the way to go, especially compared to removing hands. It's like she's got this little sai right here, which isn't really thick. It's actually thinner in girth compared to the 2-pack sai, and you can get her to hold it, and she holds it just fine. You get it to stand like that, it holds just fine. I don't have a problem with that. You shake it around a little bit, shake it, it's still there, dude. And then if you have it holding upside down, because people do, hold sais upside down, it's a little looser, but, it'll stay. You shake it and 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 shake it, and then, she's still holding it, So that works out really well. I really don't think that this function needs to be replaced by the removable hand function. I just can't ever buy it. And then one thing that Toy Biz was telling me, or not fucking Toy Biz, but fucking Hasbro was telling me, one of those guys there, I didn't catch it on video, but he was saying that, like, he didn't want to give swivel ankles to the figures because he felt that they got so loose, that after a number of years that, the Toy Biz figures won't stand up, but they stand just fine, I've had this figure, I got this figure when Series 4 just came out, she stands perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with this. Just gotta set it up right. You can see that side. Oh, okay, there. She finally fell. But it does stand, okay? That's my point is that she does stand, okay? And yeah, so, and if you look at that video with the new Marvel Legends, they don't have ankle joints, and they're all glued. All those figures are glued to the stand, so that's why they can get them in those, more, those poses, those more adventurous type of poses, and they're tilted like this, and they're glued to the actual thing. So that's not, it's not, they're good on the articulation of that thing. Like this Elektra right here, she doesn't have a swivel joint on the ankle, so you can't really get her to stand like that as easily, It just doesn't work. It kicks off to the side, and I'm not really a fan of that. And then replacing, the gripping hand with this thing makes no sense. I mean, this has a rubber band, so I guess that works, but the only thing I could think of is like getting it into something like that. I don't know. I think that's whack. I'm not a really big fan of this. Oh, and the Series 4 also comes with this base. This base is very, very cool. A lot of paint detailing on it and whatnot, like typical Hasbro. And it's got a push pin on the back. Okay, I'm just out of time here, you guys. Yeah, so thanks for watching. This was a video review request. I have more of those coming up, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.